there, I'm Jeanette Lane for Simply Cards and Papercraft, and in today's video I'm showing you how to do a bit of stamp masking using the Card Making Magic A4 size stamp set and also coordinating die set included in issue 190 of Simply Cards and Papercraft. So to start off our card, I have a piece of ultra smooth white cardstock from Wow, which is perfect for stamping. And this is 5.5 inches by 5.5 inches, so it's a square. And first thing we're gonna do is grab some of these beautiful stamps from the Card Making Magic A4 size stamp set included in issue 190 of Simply Cards and Papercraft. I cannot get over how beautiful these stamps are. So what we're gonna do a little bit of stamping first to then move on to creating our masks. So what I'm gonna do is grab, I'm gonna grab this one. We're gonna put it right here on the bottom left corner. And then I wanna grab some more of these. That looks good there. And there's lots of options, which I love, stunning options. I'm really loving the design of these. So I'm lining up my stamps pretty close to the edge of my card because I'm going to create a frame with some masking in just a bit. But first I need to put my little stamp, my first stamp layers on there. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm happy with the placement of that. And now I'm gonna grab my Nuvo Hybrid ink in Black Shadow. And I love using hybrid inks because you don't have to think about what medium you can use on it, you know, because you can go either the alcohol marker route or watercolors. It really is up to you. So here is our stamping. I'm going to remove this because I need to create my masks. So I'll put that there for now. So this is a piece of masking sheet and it has been used already and trimmed down. This is from Sticks 2. So since I want to create my masks, I'm just going to stamp them, keep them in place there, save some time, and stamp these onto my masking sheet to create my masks. If you've never tried stamp masking before, I highly recommend it. You don't necessarily need to use a masking sheet. You can try it out with some Post-it notes and just be mindful of the stickiness, where the stickiness is on your Post-it note so that you can stick it onto your paper properly. And there we go. I'm happy with that, so I can start fussy cutting this out. Now, whenever you create masks for your stamps, don't toss those. Make sure to save them. And what I like to do is save them with my stamp set so that they're always easily accessible for my next project. And then you don't have to do this again because, you know, it does take a while to fussy cut these out, especially if you don't have a coordinating die set. Now, there are some dies that are included with this issue's gift, which are here. Gorgeous, but none of these coordinate with this particular stamp set, but they do coordinate with some of the others. So, like I said, just once you create your masks, make sure that you're saving them because it takes some time, and the more craft time you can get, you know, less prep work you have to do for a particular card or project. So there is my first stamp mask, and it has a little release paper on the back of this Sticks 2 masking sheet, which is originally A4 sized, but I've already used it, so it's a lot smaller than A4 sized. So then you just line it up to protect your stamp image, keeping it nice and clean so that you can do blending, a little color blending on top, or more stamping. Now, I already have some masks that I've made previously, and these have a little distress ink on top of them, but they should originally look nice and clean. But because I already used them, they got a little inky. I was having a little fun with them before the video. So just if you're wondering why these are colorful, it's because I've already had a play and they have some ink, some distress inks on top, which I'm gonna be blending right over this in just a bit. So my masks are in place, and now what I did next, and I did this off camera, I cut this into strips. So they're about 1.5 centimeter strips so that I could create a frame around my florals. I kind of want a fun design. I want to make a frame that really draws your eye, draws it into the center of the card, which will have some blending on it. Color blending, sorry, ink blending. Sorry about that. All right, so here are my strips, and I've used these previously, so they're a little inky. Sorry about that. So we're going to just put those right there, right along the edge. And I have 4 of them. And this will also, since they're tacky, it also serves to keep my card in place. So I'm just gonna put it right over my flower stamps. Before I do any ink blending, I wanted to do some more stamping because I want to create my own frame. So I'm gonna grab this here. I love these 3 stamps. They're perfect for creating borders and frames. And then we have one here that's kind of like a wavy design. And this one is a semicircle. You can create a full circle with that. So I'm grabbing this one and I'm just gonna stamp right along the edge of my frame here to create just some nice interest. Now it's time to get inky, so I've picked out some of my favorite distress ink colors, which is Wilted Violet, Peacock Feathers, and Picked Raspberry. And we're just going to ink and blend our inks right over our stamping, so we have those wonderful masks to protect our stamps so they'll stay nice and crisp and black and white underneath our masks. Now over time your mask might start to lose its tackiness, its stickiness, so just be very careful when you're doing your ink blending. You can do strokes to kind of lay it back down, lay it flat against the paper so that it doesn't curl up and then you get color on your stamp underneath. So just be mindful of that, be careful. You might have to do blending with a single direction kind of stroke instead of like circles. So just be careful, take your time. This is such a fun process, so take your time, enjoy yourself. Okay, so now I'm gonna switch colors. I'm gonna move on to the Picked Raspberry. Get a little bit of pink in there. And lastly, I'm going to put some Wilted Violet all around the edge, just to kind of draw our eye further into the center, which is where our sentiment is going to be. Now before I remove all of my masks, I wanted to stamp my sentiment first, and there's lots to pick from. We have Don't Let Life Ruffle Your Feathers, Thinking of You, What's Up, With Sympathy, Shine Bright Dreams Can Come True, You Light Up My Life, Thinking of You, I don't know if I read that one, and Dream Big. So I'm going to go with Dream Big because it's one of the larger sentiments and I really want my sentiment to pop, to stand out. So now it's the moment of truth, time to remove all of our colorful masks. And we're going to save these. So I'm going to save these directly onto this backing card here so that we don't lose them, so that they're always in place if we want, so that they're always easily accessible if we want to create a quick card. And I want to try to keep these masks with the coordinating stamp set. So what I'm going to do is try to keep it as close as possible. So we'll put that one there. Pretty close. So next I want to do a little bit of die cutting. So I wanted to use my feather die set. So I've just snipped this one corner here, but you can also break these apart. These are welded, and there's lots of reasons why they're welded together, but it's mostly to keep cost prices down. But you can easily just break those apart with your fingers or also some sharp scissors. So there is my die, and I have a little scrappy piece of silver glittery cardstock. So I wanted to die cut 2 little feathers out of that. So now I'm going to add some foam tape to the back of my feathers, and they're really delicate feathers. So I'm just using the edge of, so this here, which you might want to be, you might want to toss out when you first see it, but no, you should save save this, save the scraps, because you can definitely use those for other little bits on your projects. So to add a little bit more sparkle to my card, I have some gemstones here that I want to glue on the centers of these gorgeous stamp designs. So I'm gonna go for, let's go for purple, a light purple. I think would look really nice. Okay, so my card is all done. All I need to do is glue that to my card base. So I'm just gonna use some of this adhesive, same adhesive, the Cosmic Shimmer Dries Clear Glue, which is one of my favorites. Current favorite for sure. So just putting a little bit of glue on that. Centering that on our card base, sorry, and we are done. You're not going to want to miss this issue. It's stunning. There are so many ideas and projects for you to try, and I know you're going to be inspired just by the stamp set and the die set alone. I know the ideas will come to you, so don't forget to grab your copy of issue 190.